This thing right here, this is good times. This is exactly what has changed riding for me and made it a hell of a lot more fun. I really like this thing.
How's it going, man?
I've got the camera set up in front of me. I'm calling and I didn't think you were going to pick up. I thought I was going to be filming myself for the next 10 minutes.
I got it.
What's happening?
Not much. Hanging out here in quarantine. I'm in my garage working on my bikes a little bit and looking out the window wishing I could ride.
You guys are in full quarantine, right?
It's crazy here right now. It's insane. I want to get out and ride so bad, but yeah, just the other day they put in this order where you can only leave if it's mandatory, and you got to wear masks everywhere, and it's pretty crazy. It's a weird thing going on right now.
Here's not so bad, but I'm definitely still in that mode where I'm, standing over the kitchen sink, eating a chicken out of my hands, looking out the window, thinking I want to be outside.
Well, I hear it's a little different for you guys, huh? You're actually able to get out there and ride, and you can go exercise, huh?
We've got to be super respectful of the guidelines that they've set,
yeah.
But we can still go outside and exercise, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Australia's got a massive thing on mental health,
yeah,
and they want us outside exercising, which is great. So riding bikes, all good.
Yeah, that's so cool. It was like that here, actually. Everything was open and people were exercising and things were great, and then way too many people came from out of town and kind of blew it. So
wow.
That's why we can't have nice things. They got taken away.
I see you've been filming heaps. What's going on with that Levo SL?
Levo SL, that's a pretty new bike for me, and I'm stoked on it. I when it first came out, I didn't really think I wanted one. I was kind of like, it's not my bike, but I got on it, and I'm pretty pumped on it. The first thing we did was film on it. Rode a small bike park here, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm lucky enough. I've got a S-Works Levo SL, and I got to tell you, I am stoked that Specialized didn't create that as the replacement bike for the Levo or the Kenevo.
Yes.
I'm just so happy that it's an addition,
yeah,
rather than a replacement.
No, I hear you.
Because I got to tell you, man, I am still all about my Kenevo.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's the motors on the Levo and Kenevo are incredible. They're putting out so much power. It's great. And like you said, I'm so glad when the SL first came out, I was like, I don't know about that. It's not going to be great. It doesn't have all that power, but it's not a replacement. It's just a different bike. So that's kind of cool.
Absolutely. And man, it's definitely got its place.
I would say if you could have one bike or if you could head out on the trail and you didn't know what to expect, that's the bike to have. You just cannot go wrong with the Kenevo. It handles everything.
Dude, I love it. We're the same mindset. I keep on saying to people, we're going on an adventure. You've got no idea of where we're going.
Right.
Which bike would you pick?
That's it. The Kenevo.
Kenevo. Every day.
Yep. It's incredible. I always tell people, it's like these e-bikes, but especially the Kenevo, are really bridging the gap between mountain bikes and moto. They've always been two completely separate sports, and it's kind of weird. It's now this middle ground thing, and the Kenevo is it. The thing handles everything. It's just incredible.
I liken it to if you're going into battle and you had your choice of weapons like a crossbow, right. A sword, right. And a machine gun. The Kenevo is the machine gun. It is.
Yeah, I think you've seen on my bike, I changed a little bit of the suspension. I got a 40 on the front, but I also put an air shock on the back, which is pretty cool. The thing helps out a lot. I like the way the air shock feels on it.
What's you thinking about the air shock? Why did you put that in there?
Well, the bike comes with a coil, and I've actually done the same thing on my Levo and Kenevo. It comes with a coil, but I decided to put an air shock in there just because an air shock is a little bit more progressive than a coil is. And the way the Specialized bikes are set up with the frame, the suspension design is pretty linear already. So when you put a coil on there, it's easier to blow through the travel. And if you put an air shock on it, it makes it a little more progressive. So it kind of depends on your riding style, but for me, I'm kind of more jumpy and hoppy, and the air shock helps a lot. So just preference, but I've been putting that on all my bikes. I like it. You have to try it sometime.
I have to try it. I put a heavier spring on there. I ride an S4, I pulled the 600 off the S5
Right.
and put it onto my S4, so I've gone up 50 pound in spring weight, and yeah, I was thinking that my bike was a little bit undersprung,
I
but
think
maybe that's it. Maybe
It's
I
cool.
need an
You
air
can
shock in
you
the
can
back.
fine tune it, and like I got the Fox Float X2 on the back. That I'm super impressed with that shock. You know, it's actually weird, but that air shock, it sounds crazy, but the thing is a little bit more sensitive than a coil shock that was on the bike. You know, usually a coil shock is like way more sensitive, but I've been impressed with the air shocks. It's pretty cool. I like it better.
I love that you put out that video on the mission control, and let me tell you why. Like, I'm serious. You know, I'm in a shop and I talk to people, and I'm like, "Hey, have you used mission control?" And they're like, "Yeah, I've used it. Yeah, what is it?"
Yeah, exactly. They think they know, but they don't know.
Dude, that video is killer. Thank you. I'll boost it up here, but thank you for putting that out. And what was the mindset for putting that out?
Well, you kind of nailed it in what you said. You know, people think they know, but they don't really know. You know, I get a lot of people that reach out to me on Instagram. They send me direct messages with these really good questions. You know, like everything from if you got one bike, what would it be, to what's the specs on your shock, and recently I've gotten some questions about mission control and, you know, where to set your power levels, how to do it, and can you send me screenshots of yours? And I was kind of like, oh man, that's what I need to do a video of, is just like you said right there. A lot of people don't know how to use it. So that's kind of where the idea came from. I've spent a good amount of time with the people at Specialized who make this stuff. So I'm pretty familiar with it and what they're trying to accomplish with it. But I also see there's like lack of knowledge from people as to what to do with it. So I'm trying to sort of make little videos to simplify this stuff and kind of give that knowledge to, you know, people who go out and buy the bikes. So that's just kind of one thing, but you know, I'm trying to do a lot more of these things. They're all really good questions.
There's so much in detail in that mission control app, and I'm sure, you know, and for me as well, you know, a lot of people don't really get how to use it. But going back to something else you just said, like, you're getting good questions on your direct messages on your Instagram. Dude, the questions I get are like, hey, I've been sitting at home in quarantine, watching Netflix, eating Doritos, and now my penis has gone yellow. You and I get different questions.
That's not a good question.
I think we hang out in different circles.
Maybe we do. Oh, man. All my guys are getting technical with their bikes.
Yeah, I don't even get questions about my bikes. Hey, tell me about Angie.
Yeah, we recently worked that into this project that we were filming. Actually, I got a funny story with Angie. Angie's a cool thing. When I first heard about it, I was like, oh my god, I need that. And I think when I first heard about it, it was right after the Woolsey fire came through here in Malibu. And the riding was unbelievable. I was just going way the hell out into the middle of nowhere, you know, because everything burnt down. You could ride anywhere you wanted. It was like backcountry skiing. So I was riding down all these hills, and it was so good, and I knew the riding was short-lived, that I was going on 2 or even 3 rides in a day. Wake up in the morning, go ride, come back, eat, go ride, come back, eat, go ride again. So I was riding so much, and the riding was pretty gnarly. Anyways, at the time that I was doing that is when I found out about Angie, and I was like, oh my god, I need that, because I was getting a little sketched out. You know, I was riding really far and away from anyone or anything, and the riding was pretty gnarly. And I was like, man, if I fall out here, I'm history. No one's ever gonna find me. And anyway, so Angie came out, and I was like, yes, that's it. So I did some research on it, learned about it. We ended up incorporating it into this video that we were filming up in Seattle. And we were out there, we dedicated a whole portion of the video to showing this Angie thing, because that was all about it. But kind of in the back of my head, I was like, you know, does this thing really work? Like, does it work? You know, we're showing it, but does it really work?
Do I really believe in this?
Right, exactly. So we're up there, and we're same thing, way in these hills, like so far beyond where anyone could find you. And at least we had a few of us there as a film crew. But somehow in filming, like between shots, I think I like dropped my helmet. Not far, just like a foot, and it fell on the ground. Well, it set off the sensor, and it sent a notification to all my emergency contacts back home. And right away I had people calling me and texting me and freaking out, because they thought I crashed, when we were actually filming that section about Angie. So it was pretty cool. The thing totally works, and now I use it every time I go ride. So Angie's a pretty big, important thing for me.
You're out filming and you have this serendipitous moment that says, okay, this actually works. That's pretty rad.
It was incredible. I mean, it was.
I legitimately have an Angie sensor on my computer desk, so my workstation. I have it sitting on the side. I mean, if we have an earthquake, I want this thing to tell me whether or not my workstation's okay. I don't know if that's what it's for, but that's where it is.
Well, I promise you it will work. It will do the job for you.
Yeah, that's mad. And you can attach it. You can attach this to other helmets, right?
You can, yeah. You can actually buy the little Angie thing separately, and you can put it anywhere. You can put it on your dog, on your helmet, on your. You can put it anywhere you want. So that's pretty cool. If you want to.
Did you say you can put it on your dog?
You could. You can put it on your dog and set him free, and I don't know what would happen, but.
Get text messages that your dog's rolling around in crap in the backyard.
Exactly.
I just fucking washed you.
That's so funny.
That's mad. So you've got like a pretty rad setup. You've got a Levo, you've got a Kenevo, and then you've got a Levo SL. Hey, by the way, what does the SL stand for?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, but Specialized, I should know that. But they use it on a lot of things. They have it on the Creo SL. They have the SL wheel set, SL Levo. I don't know. I'm guessing it's something like super light. But do you know?
I thought it was super light, and then I started thinking maybe it's slightly less power than the Kenevo or the Levo. But
yeah.
I pick up a pair of my bibs, like my most comfortable bibs, and they're Roubaix SL.
Right. So they're not slightly less power.
Slightly less padding. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
but you've got all three bikes lined up.
Yeah.
Which is your go-to?
Well, I'm looking at them all right now. I got the Levo right here with me, and then I'm looking up at the SL and Kenevo. That's a really tough question, and it's funny. That's another YouTube video that I'm working on filming right now, which is exactly that. What's your go-to bike? If you had all three of them. And my answer is it really depends on what type of rider you are, or what style you ride, or what terrain you're riding. You really got to take a look at all that. But it's tough. For me, you just can't go wrong with the Kenevo. I mean, that bike can do anything. You can climb a wall on it. It descends like a downhill bike. I can ride the road on my Kenevo. So that's a tough call. But if I had to say one, it's the Kenevo. I mean, that's the most capable bike out there.
I had a conversation, going back maybe a week ago, and someone was saying they didn't get into e-bikes because of the weight. The weight was just not a consideration for them.
Yeah.
Because they have to be able to lift it up onto the rack on the back of their vehicle.
Yeah.
That is not an excuse anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They make ramps for those things.
To load them.
So I think for me too, the Kenevo go-to.
Yeah.
I like to ride. I love riding. I'm not the most talented rider, but when I get into situations that are outside my pay grade, the Kenevo just monsters through it and helps me because it's so, and I hate the word, but it's so planted.
It is very planted. Safer too. Like the bike in a way, it is safer than the other bikes just because it's so capable. It's planted.
I think we're in agreement that you and I, out of the whole lineup, the Kenevo is the bike of choice.
Team Kenevo.
Team Kenevo. All right, man.
Okay, good man. Stay safe out there.
Glad you guys are keeping well. Talk to you soon. Peace.